Two of the top paying unions in the trades business. That's right. Today, we're going to talk about two different unions that you can get in and actually make a lot of money. And as you see, I have a special guest with me today. Zach, take just a second and tell everybody who you are and what you do.
I'm Zach from the International Union of Elevator Constructors, Local 21. I'm an elevator mechanic.
Man, elevator mechanics. Now, y'all got a nice union.
Yes, sir, we do. We got a pretty good union.
Man, y'all got great benefits, but I want to tell everybody a little bit about me. I worked 17 years open shop before I ever got in the union. From 1980 to 97, I was an open shop plumber. Well, in 97, I signed up in the union and, I joined up and started working. And that's when I realized the more I learn, the more I can grow and the more money I can make. Now, both these unions are great to be in. How hard is it to get into the elevator union?
It's not really that hard. It's just you got to take an entry exam. And then once you pass your entry exam, you do an interview process, and then you get put on the list. And if the company start calling, we start calling you and put you to work.
Now, the plumbing union is about the same way. You go down, you fill out an application, they'll bring you in, they go through your application, you take an aptitude type test. Then after you're done with that, they'll take you through an interview process. Now, the interview process, if I'm not mistaken, in Local 100 is you get 3 people from the labor board and you get 3 people from the mechanic board together. So really there's 6 people in there. Some are labor people, some are mechanic people, meaning the contractors. And that way you get a broad assortment of people going through the interview process. Are y'all similar to that?
Yeah, we do that. We also have, we'll have somebody from the company there and somebody from the union that we interview. They'll ask questions, we'll ask questions. So that's how we do it. It's not just all the union guys, it's company guys, because the company guys can ask questions pertaining more to the companies.
Now, guys, make sure you hang around to the end, because I'm going to tell you what the difference in pay is in the two unions. And I got to tell you, it's going to blow your mind. So the plumbers union, literally you join the union, you become an apprentice from day one. Right now, you're probably started at about $18 an hour, somewhere around in there. I think scale's 38 on the check. So you're around $18, $19 an hour. But you join, you go to school at the same time your kids are going to school. Same time college is going on. So you get summer breaks, you get Christmas breaks, you get winter breaks, you get all that good stuff. But in the plumbers union, you go to school 2 nights a week. The first 6 months the first semester, you go for 3 nights because you've got to take OSHA. And you're working out in the field. So it's a 40-hour-a-week job, at least, during the day. Then you go to school 2 or 3 nights a week from about 6 to 9 o'clock, 3 or 4 hours a night. 5 to 9, 6 to 9, somewhere around in there. Y'all are set up a little bit different.
Yeah, we go the first 6 months you're in the trade, you're doing all your 6 months probie courses on a computer. Once you finish that, then you're enrolled in an on-site class where you come to the local and you go 1 night out of the week for 4 nights or 4 hours a night.
And you do that for
4 years. It eventually turns out to be 5 years, because by the time you're done and you set for your mechanics exam, it's about 5 years.
And you still go to school while you're waiting for that mechanics exam?
Yes. Once you're qualified to take you're eligible to take your mechanics exam, we have a mechanics review class. You can do that. Once you're done with that, you get your test, you take your test, you pass it, you're a card carrier mechanic, and you're ready to go.
Now, in Texas, in the plumbers union, you literally go to school for 4 years. You take your plumbing exam after the 4th year. Now, during your 5th year of school, they teach you medical gas, which is great because med gas is a great endorsement to have on your license. And, if you're going to work for a mechanical contractor that's building a hospital, there's a lot of medical gas work there. But the good thing about this is most of your education is paid for. You come in, you go to work, and the money that you pay in, now you still have to pay dues, you still have to do things like that, but you're not charged for your education like a student going to college. And I believe y'all are set up the same way.
Same way, yeah. It's all paid for. You earn while you learn.
And think about this. Kids going to college are, number one, they're going to college and they're paying to go. They're not getting paid while they're there. And that's one reason I think the trades are such a better investment in yourself, because you go to work, you start getting paid to learn. And all 40 hours a week, you're learning what you're going to be doing once you get out of the training program. It's continuous hands-on training.
That's the same way it is with us.
And, there's a big difference in that in college. I talked to an accountant one time. I said, so tell me really, you're a CPA. You went to school to be a CPA. I think you went 4 or 5 years. How many hours were you actually in class learning to be a CPA, learning accounting? And they're like, probably 30, 40 hours. And I'm like, wait, we do that every week.
Yeah, that's a weekly thing for us.
It's kind of crazy.
Right.
So getting into the union, how hard is it to get into the elevator union right now?
Like I said, we do a recruitment every 2 years. And then once we start open our recruitment, you just go on our NEEP website, which is National Elevator Industry Education Program.org, and sign up for the recruitment in that area or the area you live in. And when the recruitment comes out, they'll send you an email reminder, hey, we're fixing to start our recruitment. Come in and do your tests, and it goes from there.
Okay, and I love that. But the plumbers union is a little bit different. I was in a combi union, so we did plumbers, pipe fitters, and welders. And they probably brought in about, I'm going to say 100 people a year, because the initial class is normally about 45, 50 people. So that's a lot of people to bring in. But you could bet that class was going to be cut in half every year. So, figure take your 45 people, take it down to 22. Man, by the time they graduated, there were probably 11 to 15 people in there out of the original 45 people. So it would get cut each year. How is it with y'all's?
We do that. Like we just start, when our recruitment started, it started March 1st, and we were taking the first 500 applicants. We shut it off on March 25th because we were full. That's how quick it filled up. Some other locals in California or other locals, when they start their recruitment, they can be done in 10 minutes because it's such a demanding job.
And New York is about the same way.
New York's
I've heard the exact same thing in New York, and that's the plumbers. Man, the elevator union is probably even a lot crazier. Now, everybody always wants to know which is the best union to get in. And I heard about the elevators union from actually being out on a job site, talking to one of your brothers one day. And it's like, man, how's y'all's union? He's like, look, I love it. He says, at the time, I thought he said 1,500. It may have been 1,700. He said, but we get a full year's service for 1,700 hours. I think in the plumbers union, it's 2,000 hours before you've got your full year service. So, think about it. There's 2,080 hours, work hours in a year. So you could literally take off 2 full weeks and still get all your hours in for a full year pension. And that's with working no overtime at all. How many of your guys work overtime almost every week?
Oh, we got guys that work a lot of overtime. New construction jobs, service department, they're always on demand. So it's a lot of overtime. It's out there, and then some of it you don't have it, but the majority of it we have a lot of overtime. When it's rocking and rolling, you're working a lot of overtime.
And is your overtime time and a half after 8?
No.
How's y'all set up?
Our overtime starts, if your allotted time is 6 to 4, but if they want you to come in at 4 o'clock in the morning, that's 2 hours of double time. We don't get paid time and a half. Anything before your allotted or your stated time to come to work is double time. You work, if they want you to stay 2 hours after 4 o'clock, those 2 hours is double time. So you don't have to work 40 hours to get overtime.
So, and you said your allotted time is 6 to 4.
Yeah.
Does that mean they schedule them 10-hour days?
Yes, they work 4 10s. The majority of the time in new construction and mod is 4 10s. So that's decent money.
I want some of that. I got to tell you that. Look, I've had jobs before. I had one of our contractors that let me do a rotating 410. And it was really great because they wanted people on the job 5 days a week.
Right.
So we would take a crew and say, okay, you work Monday through Thursday this week. The other crew would work Tuesday through Friday. So you get all 5 days covered. Well, the crew that worked Monday through Thursday would not come in until the next Tuesday. So they were off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, every other week.
Right.
So you had a 4-day weekend one week, 2-day weekend the next, 4-day weekend the next, 2 days the next. Not a bad deal.
Not a bad deal. And also, I tell our guys, our apprentices, when they come in, you get a vacation check 2 times a year. January the 15th, July the 15th.
A vacation check?
A vacation check. That is the time that the hours you've required in those 6 months. You get a check, cut, vacation check.
Okay, so how much do you get per hour for your vacation?
It's whatever if you're under 5 years, it's at 5%. of your hourly rate. And once you're vested over 5 years, it's 8% of your hourly rate.
Okay, so that's kind of crazy. I never even knew that because in the UA, anything after 8 is time and a half. Anything over 12 is double time, and it's per day. So you can be off 3 days, come in and work one day, and actually make straight time, time and a half, and double time. I love that. Well, there is no time and a half. We only do double time.
Well, it gets better than that. You're a service guy. While you're on a service call, it's 1.7. You're making 1.7 your hourly rate. If you're on standby, it's 1.5. You go on Sunday, it's double time. Man. All day Sunday.
I think I've gotten the wrong career, y'all. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the part everybody really wants to know is the money. And, we were talking a while ago, and he says, we're at, what, $53 an hour?
Yeah.
It's right around there.
Yeah.
The plumbers union right now, I think, is around 38. Let's call it 40 just to be good round numbers. So $40 an hour. So that means an apprentice coming in is going to start out at 20 an hour, right. 50%. And you're at 53. So we'll call that around 26, 27. But here's the thing that blew my mind, because when I asked Zach, well, that's on the check. What about your total package? How much is your total package?
A little over $100 an hour is what total package is for us.
The United Association or Local 100 here, the total package is about 60. It's about $58 an hour, about 20 more than is on the check. That's for your pension, a little bit in your 401k, stuff like that. And insurance is covered 100% by the employers.
Right, 100%.
I got to tell you, I've been telling everybody that the plumbers union made good money, but I got to tell you, if I had to go back and do it all again, the elevator construction workers union may be the way to go. And actually, y'all are elevator mechanics.
Right. Yes, sir.
Man, I just call us plumbing professionals.
Oh, y'all can be plumbing professionals. We'll let you have it.
Yeah, but y'all make more money.
It's all right, but y'all are professionals. We're just mechanics.
Man, there's something ain't right about this. Zach, thank you for being here. If anybody wanted to get a job in the elevators union, how could they go about that?
They could just reach out to us at iueclocal21.org, and it's got our phone numbers on there. Email me, give me a call, and I'll give you any of the information you want.
What's your email address?
It's zach.cutbirth@iueclocal21.org.
Guys, that's worth checking into. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Like I said, plumbers make great money, but I think the elevator workers make a little bit more. Check it out.